This is the ingredients to make kombucha. Very simple. I got my organic sugar and I got my organic green tea. You make tea. I use spring water. Spring water is the best water to use. You can also use a Brita. Filtered water works. But this is what I use. Let me come over here. Turn it on. Make the tea. Okay. As you can see, I got 3 empty mason jars. This is another kind of jar that I got from the dollar store. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making 2 1-gallon jars of kombucha and 1 2-gallon jar of kombucha. So the big one in the middle is for the 2-gallon, and the other 2 are the mason jars are for the 1-gallon. Now I'm making a concentrated tea, so this takes my my tea time of making the tea in half. So what I did was I placed 1 cup of sugar for the 1 gallon, 1 gallon of sugar per gallon of kombucha, and then this has got 2 cups of sugar for a 2-gallon jar, and this is 1 cup of sugar for a 1-gallon jar. And then I just add hot water. It doesn't have to be boiling hot. You just want it just enough hot, you want it to just to be at the right temperature of heat to melt the sugar, as I will show you in a second. Okay, temperature is warm and hot, as you can see. Pouring it slowly. Now, to make tea, you don't really need to have the water boiling hot. I use organic green tea, and I also use oolong tea, some black tea, whatever I can get. You know, as long as it's organic. And then I mix. Okay, and I get a wooden spoon that I just use strictly for this purpose, for kombucha. If I wash my utensils that I use for kombucha and my jars, I always rinse them with vinegar. Okay, so that's pretty much good to go. We can add our tea bags in there, which for a 1-gallon jar of kombucha, when I brew it, for the tea, I use 8 tea bags, combination of green, black, oolong, jasmine tea. And for a 2-gallon, I double the batch. I really like the 2-gallon jars because it gives me so much kombucha, and I drink a lot of it. And I like to let it go to the 2-week mark. If you go any less, then you're just drinking sugary, caffeinated beverage. Okay, so we're ready to, I might add some more water, and just to let the tea bags, you know, set on top, as I will show you. And it doesn't have to be hot water, and it can just be, you know, you can just put regular spring water, or that's what I use. So here we go. I've added my tea bags, and I've added my water, additional spring water, and now I'm just going to leave the tea steep. Okay, the water is very hot, so it may take about, depending, it all depends. You never want to add hot tea to a SCOBY. So you want to make sure that your tea is at room temperature, and then when it's cooled off and it's at room temperature, you're going to add it to, this is the 2-gallon jug, and there's the mama, babies, and the baby SCOBYs down here. There's a little bit of starter. This is a 2-gallon jar. So I've added about 2 cups of starter, of mature kombucha. So I usually just leave a little bit of starter when I harvest the kombucha. Okay, so I'm going to harvest that, and I'm going to come back to when the finished product is. All of these videos are filmed in pieces, and you'll notice that there's a different jar in the next video because that jar is ready. Okay, It's 2 weeks later, and the kombucha needs to be harvested. But first we want to taste it to see if it has the right tartness. Champagne, vinegary kind of tasting looking. This is what it looks like, and here is your, I use a glass straw. I have a little cup here. I have the kombucha bottles waiting, and we're going to taste it and see how it's going to turn out. So we open this, I insert my straw, and then I place my finger on top, and then I release to taste. Oh yeah, it's ready. Okay, so time to harvest. Okay, now it's time to harvest. So what I do is I grab a bowl, simple bowl, I grab a spray bottle, and I grab a pitcher of Brita. So first things first, I spray the bowl with vinegar. I rinse it out. And then I just rinse just to make sure that there's no soap residue or anything floating in there. My hands have been washed with soap. I rinse my hands off with a little bit of vinegar. Okay. And it's time to take the SCOBY out. So that is what the bowl is for. So since the temperature is a little bit cooler right now, we don't have a robust baby SCOBY growing, but we still have kombucha. So that's taking care of one. This is the original. Place that aside. On the way. Always have a ton of paper towels around. It gets messy, so you want to place your kombucha bottles in the sink, and then slowly just get your funnel, pour it in there nice and slowly. And as you can see, it's got like a champagne texture, and it tastes really good. Full of probiotics. So healthy. So then I just fill this one up. And I probably won't be able to fill 2 jugs, but that's okay because it's all good. Because we want to keep some starter in here for another use of kombucha brew. As you can see how nicely that pours, I mean. And just wipe the top, hit the cap, wipe it clean. You might need to get a paper towel. There's a lot of fruit flies, but fruit flies are not dangerous. It's just they're just a little bit of annoying. So then we take that, and then we put the kombucha aside.
Show the SCOBYs.
And this is what the SCOBY looks like. This one just kind of got mixed up and got teared up, but that's okay. That was I think that was the mother. But I have a big nursery of kombucha SCOBYs. This was the baby, but it didn't form properly, but that's okay because of the temperatures up and down. Our temperature it's November, and I didn't even wear a jacket today, so the temperature is going up and down. We need the temperature needs to be at least 60 degrees. 70, the warmer the weather, the better the kombucha brews. And there's a lot of yeasts in there, and that's it. And then what I do is I just wipe the top, put the cap, its little hat. Now I usually replace this when I'm going to do another brew. That's just me. And then sometimes, well, to get rid of the fruit flies, because they're attracted to this, I get a little spray bottle. I put a little bit of eucalyptus, and I usually just nice and carefully, just, I don't want to contaminate anything, but that kind of keeps them away from trying to get in here. Now, even though there's a rubber band, I seal it with an extra rubber band just to keep anything from falling in there. And then we just wipe this clean, like so, with a little mixture, and until the next time, our next brew. There, and that's how you make kombucha.